Hey, what's up, YouTube family? It's your favorite black guy from Nebraska. And yes, there truly is a good amount of black people here in Nebraska. So I'm taking a break from my studying, not necessarily from my studying, but my teaching really quick. And I wanted to touch on the tragic death of Angie Stone. A lot of people have been doing their due diligence, their research on Angie Stone and how she passed, why she passed, the reasoning for it. There's a lot of information out there. Was it nefarious? Absolutely. 100%. Before her passing, maybe 6 months to a year before her passing, she had been, letting people know about how she's been getting robbed. And that's most celebrities who are older, who are making it to her age, who've been doing music a lot, they usually are robbed. You know what I mean? Most celebrities don't, end their lives or end their careers with a good amount of money. That's just the game. But she ended up passing, or was murdered, I believe, on her son's birthday, February 28th, 2025. When the story goes that she was in a Sprinter van, it collided with an 18-wheeler, and she passed away. Well, there's a lot of information that has been brought to the forefront, which shows that there's a good possibility she may not have been in the Sprinter van. The driver of the van, his name is Lethal. He has a criminal record, and he had no license. And a lot of the information, a lot of the sequences to her being murdered matches how Aaliyah died, how Miles Monroe died, how Lisa Left Eye died. So when they take out these celebrities, they use it's the same storyline, right? So in the van, Angie, it was her and 8 other people. So that's 9. When Aaliyah died, it was her and 8 other people in the plane. That's 9. So when they decide to take you out of here, they do so in a way that alludes to some nefarious activities taking place. Her last performance, I believe it was in maybe South Carolina, one of the Carolinas. I believe, don't give me, don't hold me to the fire on that one. I could be wrong. There's a gentleman by the name of Paperwork Party who has gotten autopsies, the wreck report, all those things. I suggest you go check out his page, because he does a more thorough breakdown of Angie's murder and or assassination. Listen, when you make deals, and I want you to pay attention to the picture in front of you. Now, Angie Stone was a woman who was if you hear her talk, she was a believer, right? She was a Christian, and she believed in God, and she had a relationship with God. But let me tell you something. As beautiful as she was, as committed to God as she said she was, you can't serve 2 masters. And that's what I want to focus on more. Earlier on in her career, she had a long career, dating all the way back to the 80s, the first female rap group. She's been in the music industry, entertainment industry for a long time. And when you're in the industry for a long time, there's certain things that you have to do to be able to make it and to able to be prosperous in the music industry. As you can see the picture in front of you, she has her arms crossed in front of her. That is the sign of Osiris, meaning that this is an occultic symbology here. She's pretty much letting you know, like, hey, this is what I'm into. This is who I'm serving, to continue to make my money, and to continue to sing and practice my craft and practice my art. When you're in the industry, there's things that you must do, no matter what. No ands, ifs, or buts. Okay, there's certain practices that you must partake in, or else you won't be in the industry for long, and your life may be on the line sooner than you expected. So obviously, Angie was into some things that she should not have been. But when you make it when you're in the entertainment industry that long, those things happen. And towards the end of her life, I thoroughly believe that she made it an effort to get closer to God as she got older. But she, at the same time, wanted to continue to have her career. So here's the thing. You can't do both. You can't, I want to have my career, but I want to solely belong to God through Jesus Christ. It's not going to work out. Not going to work out well for you. Also, Angie Stone belonged to a Greek organization, and we know these Greek organizations are very, very satanic. They're very paganistic, and Satan is at the top of these Greek organizations, and we know that. She was involved in a lot of that stuff. So I believe that she knew to a certain extent that, what she was doing may not have been right and maybe was wrong. But I also believe that she felt like her relationship with God was so tight that maybe she could repent and maybe God would give her a little leeway as far as her continuing to want her to do her career. Because I'm sure she was like, you know what? I love God, but how, and there should be no buts in that, but what more can I do other than sing, because I've been doing this my whole life. So I understand for celebrities, it's hard to leave that world, but at the same time, your soul is on the line. So what's more important than your soul? Your career? Can't be, because your soul, that's eternity, right? That's eternity. So I believe that along with Angie being vocal about how she was being robbed by these record labels, I think that had a lot to do with her passing. Also, I think that it had to do with her masters and her the rights that she owned as far as with her music. I think that her number was called, and she was this was able to be done because she was so involved in her craft that she wasn't willing to say, I'm done with this. I'm going to fully devote to God. I'm not going to sing anymore, because this is probably not what he wants me to do. He wants me to stay far away from the things that have had me in bondage. And let me tell you, the music industry is bondage. When you're an artist and you are going through the system, Satan is at the head of all these systems and these entities. So you're not going to win in the end. You're going to lose. You're going to have to continue to tour to make money, because you're not going to give all the money that rightfully is owed to you. These record labels are set up for you to be robbed, literally. There's no artist that's out here that's not touring, making money like that. That's why she was touring. She had to tour to continue to make money, because she wasn't getting all her due. And as an artist in this industry, you're not going to get all her due. And also, I like to say, Clive Davis is who she was dealing with. So Clive Davis has a lot of dead black women on his resume. And Angie Stone has been added to that list. Now, there's a lot of nefarious stuff that has gone on with Angie Stone's murder. Was she sacrificed? Absolutely. Was it how they said she was? Probably not. She probably wasn't even at van. She probably didn't even leave the last concert she was at. They probably drugged her, and they probably set up the event on the interstate, just to make it seem like she was in that crash. But then they probably kidnapped her, took her somewhere else, poisoned her, murdered her, and they got people looking in the whole another direction, and that's what they'll do. This industry is that wicked. They'll pull stuff off like that. Also, the 8 people that were in the car, they're being represented by the same lawyer, right? And this lawyer is a TV judge. Okay, so all this stuff is coming to mind. I'm just telling you. I'm just letting you know all the things that are going into her sacrifice or her murder, and how nefarious and how there's a lot of foul play going on. So I'm sorry I didn't get too far into the details of her murder. Like I said, you can go to a page called Listen, because this guy is very, very thorough. He's very, very good. The page's name is Paperwork Party. You put in Paperwork Party, Angie Stone, he's breaking everything down. He even went to the wake and to see her body, and her body was not damaged. It looked like she was asleep. So how is she had been hit by an 18-wheeler, but she has no physical damage on her body? Like, she looks like she was asleep. That's what he said. Also, I wanted to throw this in there. When she was laying in her casket, her feet were crossed. Now, your feet being crossed while you're laying in the casket, that's occult. That has to do with the occult. That's a part of a ritual. I don't know the specific name to it, but when they cross your feet in the casket, not a good sign. So I believe Angie Stone made a pact that she couldn't get away from. I think that she was trying to work her way out of it, but also still trying to keep her career. And it just doesn't go like that. That can't happen. So I just wanted to speak on that. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to have more information coming you guys' way, as far as teaching. Also, I'm going to do another video. I'm going to do a video again on Big U, Whack 100, and Brick Baby. It's going to be called the Rolling 60 Informant Roundup, because all those guys are informants, and they're loose ends. So the FBI and the LAPD had to tie up those loose ends. It's your favorite black guy from Nebraska. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.